What's up, guys? So have you been thinking about getting started with trading, but you just don't know where to start? Or maybe you're trying to understand the basics so that you can get this thing going. If that is you, then you are in the right place. I want to help you build that foundation. I want to help you get started in your trading journey. So this is a great place to start, especially if you're brand new and you're trying to determine what markets you're going to be in. How do I even get in this game? If that is you, you're in the right place. So let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any time because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So let's get started. All right. First things first, what is trading? That is the most important question, right? Like, that is what this is all about. So trading in its simplest form is just buying and selling. And what are we buying and selling? We're buying and selling different financial instruments, right? Okay, so that looks like things like stocks, currencies, commodities, futures, options. I mean, these are just some of the things that you can buy and sell in this industry. So that is the basics of trading. Now, what's most important is that we have liquidity. So trading, essentially allows us to have a marketplace where we're able to do these things, right? Like, at the end of the day, you have to have some central marketplace where individuals or organizations can agree on price and actually facilitate those transactions. So that's what we're talking about today, buying and selling in these type of markets. So let's get into it. So most of you are probably familiar with stocks, right? I think, if you have a employer, you may have a 401k and they may be investing stocks on your behalf, or you may be investing in some particular stocks, right? Through them, right? Or you may be investing in the company that you're with. And so I think stocks is the one that's very easy for folks to understand. You essentially are deciding how valuable you feel a company may be, and if you think that their value is going to increase, right? So you may, for example, have Netflix and you want to purchase some shares of Netflix because you think that the value of that company is going to continue to go up, right? Fair assumption, fair conclusion, right? So you think the value of that company is going to go up and you're looking to make money once it does, right? So that is the one that people are most familiar with is stocks, right? But a lot of people say, how are these folks making money not just by buying but also selling? That's where we start to get into a lot of these other markets, guys. And you can make money off of selling stocks, but it's just not in your traditional sense that most people trade. So we've got forex, which forex is the foreign exchange market. So mainly currencies, but you are able to do other things there like gold, indices, and that really is dependent on where you're from and if you're using a regulated or unregulated broker. So you've got forex. We've also got futures, right? And that's where you're selling an asset based off of a future date and a predetermined price, right? So futures is what it sounds. We're selling that value, that future value. And then we have options trading, which, options, you're just saying that I have the right, but not the obligation to buy or sell an asset at a specified price before a certain date, right, in the future. So those are really the different options that you have when it comes to trading, or I should say some of the options that you have, right? That is not an exhaustive list, but those are the basics. And so just to elaborate a little bit more on forex, for example, that being trading the values of currencies, you will be trading things like USD, JPY, for example. And in that case, you are basically trading the strength of one country's currency versus the strength of the other, right? Who's winning here, right? Who's winning here? And so in that case, you'll decide whether to buy or sell. And then just to elaborate a little bit more on the future side, right? Because if you are planning to do currencies, definitely forex is where it's at. I mean, even things like gold. If you are looking to do stocks and indices and things of that nature, like I recommend really checking out the futures game. Okay, so I definitely would say check that out as well. But just to give you a little bit more insight on the two markets that if you want to learn from me, those would be the ones that I would say I'll be most beneficial for. So I want to first go over some of the basic concepts, right? Because this is really consistent across the board. So hold on, I'm gonna share this with you. Let me pull this up. All right. So as you can see, one of the things, regardless of what market that you're participating in, you're going to see this common theme of these basic concepts right here. So buy or sell. These are the main actions in trading, right? Somebody's got to be buying and somebody's got to be selling. This is how we are able to participate in the market, by making one of these decisions, right? And then you have the bid and ask, right? So bid is the highest price that a buyer is willing to pay, and the ask is the lowest price that a seller will accept. And you have the spread, and the spread is nothing but the difference between the bid and the ask price, and this really is the cost of getting into the trade. And of course, the more narrow that the spread is, the more beneficial it is for yourself and the more liquidity that we have in the market, right? And then the wider that spread is, the less liquidity in the market. And the spread essentially belongs to the market makers, or we should say the people that are providing the liquidity, right? So where we're facilitating our transactions, performing our transactions. So those are some of the basic concepts that I think that you should understand when you're participating in any of these markets, because the reality is you're going to see that regardless of which ones that you are trading, right? The next thing is trading platforms. So there are various different trading platforms that you will be using during this journey. Many people have heard of MetaTrader. So if you're on the forex side, you'll probably be using MetaTrader. You also can use some of these other platforms as well, but you might be using MetaTrader. You could be using TradingView. A lot of people just use TradingView for analysis, but you also can trade through TradingView as well. And then we have platforms like Thinkorswim, platforms like NinjaTrader. So these are just some of the different platforms that you may get some experience in, depending on what markets you decide to trade. And so some of the things that are going to determine which one you use are, one, the markets, but also, your preference. What kind of tools do they have? Is it easy for you to use? Is it easy for you to learn? Some of these things are clunky, right? MetaTrader, for example, has been around for a long time, and I would tell you, even if you were to download that, if you've never used MetaTrader before, if you were to download it, you might say, man, this thing seems kind of archaic and clunky. But the reality is, everybody has been using MetaTrader for a long time, and it's a really great tool because it has a lot of functionality, and you can build a lot of you can build bots and indicators and things of that sort for it. But TradingView is a more modern tool that I think is really good for indicators and really just doing your analysis and things of that sort. But anyway, so that is one of the things that you'll have to learn, is you'll have to learn a new trading platform, right? So let's talk a little bit about why you may want to participate in the markets, why you may want to trade. And I would say the primary reason that most people start trading is for financial independence, right? They see it as an opportunity to make money. And it is a great opportunity to make money, but please do not get it confused, and don't fool yourself. This is not something that's easy to do, right? Once you get it, yes, I will say that you're going to probably feel like, man, it's very simple. But the reality is, this is not something that's easy to do. People spend many years working on this craft. But the reality is, once you get it, it is a powerful tool for you to secure your future and build wealth for you and your family. Okay. So I think that is the main reason people do, but it also is an opportunity for you to build, a skill set, for you to, learn how to analyze markets. And I know a lot of people, they start to become infatuated with it. Me personally, yes, I love it. I have a great passion for it. And I spend most of my time looking at charts and things because I enjoy it. So I think, it definitely is something that you've got to want to do. If it becomes a chore for you, then I don't feel like you're gonna put the energy and time in it to make this thing happen, to make this thing work. But I also think it helps you grow as a person, right? You're going to learn things like patience. You're going to learn to build some resilience about you, because you're going to get beat up while you're trying to learn this thing. And I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to be real with you about the pretty picture that everybody paints out there. It can be a pretty picture, but you are going to go through some difficult times and some growing pains as you're learning this thing. There's even going to be a time where you probably feel like you really got it, and then you're going to get knocked down and feel like, dang, maybe I don't have it. And you just got to have some discussions with yourself. You got to understand how you're looking at this. But those are things that we'll definitely address as we continue to move forward, helping you to build that foundational skill. But today I just want to talk about what trading is overall and what it can do for you. Some of the things that you're going to have to understand. How do you get started in this game, right? How do you get started in this game? So if you are ready to get started, the first thing that I'm going to recommend is you go out there and do a little bit of research on your own about, options, futures, forex, general stock market. That's fine. Now, I will say that if you want to continue to learn with me and learn on this channel with mine, Turismo, you would have to really be more so in the forex and futures lane, right? So those are my lanes. And basically the foundation I'm going to help you build will be catered towards those particular markets. So if forex and futures is what you find that you're interested in, then I would say definitely stick around and start watching the rest of my videos that I'm putting out, because they are going to help you get started in those markets. Anything else, I would say go and find another, another person to learn from, another expert. And I don't even like to use the term expert, because the reality is there's so many different ways to approach this market, and the way that somebody trades may mesh with you and the way somebody else trades may not, right? So I want to help you build a foundation and then help you start to figure out trading strategies that may be beneficial for you, and help you go and find those for yourself, right? But I think you got to build the foundation. So the first thing is to figure out what market you want to participate in. And again, forex and futures, rock with me, okay? Stick with me. But the next thing after that is you need to start working on this foundation, on the educational piece, right? And that's what I'm going to help you with. You need to start understanding, the basics, such as candle, the anatomy of a candlestick. You need to understand market structure. You need to understand all of these details, how to use the different tools, just the true basics of any market that you're going to approach, right? And I won't say that some of the things I'm going to teach you can't be applied in different markets, because the same way that you're going to analyze a market for futures or forex will be the same way that you would analyze it for options or even stocks, right? But again, forex and futures is where I'm at, so I just want to make sure that's very clear. So get the foundational basics, and I'm going to basically put together several videos that are going to help you build that up. And if you want additional support with that, you can definitely reach out to me and we can schedule some time to meet. But after that, my thing would be, okay, now we need to start learning the platform. So we need to find what broker are we going to work with, because we want to go to that broker. We want to get us a demo account. Okay. So I want to get us a demo account, and what this demo account is going to help us is to start to understand the mechanics of entering a trade, right? So we want to understand what that looks like, trying to really calculate, whether you're in forex and that's lot sizes or futures, you're talking about contracts, you want to start to understand the mechanics of entering and exiting trades, understand how to use the platform, right? And at this point, I would want you to start working on that strategy execution. So we're trying to figure out and hone in on our strategy, and we want to do that in a demo environment. Okay, so if we could do that in a demo environment, we definitely want to, because the one thing I can guarantee you is that you're going to lose money, and that's just being completely transparent. You're going to lose money. Just think about it as tuition, because even when you think you got it, you don't. So start in demo. Please start in demo. Please do not start with a live account. If you want to, look, that's up to you, but my recommendation is to start with demo. Right? Honing on that strategy before you start bringing in the emotions of live money, because I can tell you, regardless of what strategy you run on demo and you're doing fantastic, amazing, as soon as you get on a live chart and your real money is involved, your tune's going to change and you're going to be tested, and you'll probably find that you may not follow that strategy the way that you thought, because you got skin in the game for real now. Okay. So there definitely is a psychology piece, and I've got some great people that you can follow for psychology. And so I'll definitely share that with you as well. So once we're good on that demo, then we'll go ahead and fund that live account and, start doing some trading. But live trading, but I also recommend that don't go in here in that live account and throw $20,000 in there and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to make $100,000, in the next 3 months. Please do not do that, because you probably are going to blow that whole 20,000. And I don't want you talking about, hey, somebody told me to just put it all in. No, please do not do that. Do not put in more than you can afford to lose. Do not put in your rent, your mortgage, your money, your car payment that you need. Make sure that you're using money that you can afford to lose. Okay. Because we don't want this to be detrimental, and we really don't want us to scar ourselves, because if I could change the way that I started, I would have done a lot of things differently. And so I want to give you the best approach, and the best approach is figuring out what market you want to be in, going and educating yourself on what the markets truly are, how to analyze them, going and figuring out what is a good approach and strategy for you, learning these platforms, going and doing this in demo mode, going through those mechanics, and then we transition over to live trading. And I have to tell you, don't ask me how long this should take, right? Because it depends on you. Some people get this thing in 2 years. I mean, I've seen people, to a year, they're doing it. And then there's folks that are late bloomers and they take 10 years, okay? But the bottom line is, don't give up. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace, because you're going to need to, okay? So that is the basics and the simple of trading. Buying and selling financial assets for financial gain. That's what it's about, growing our wealth. And so I hope that gives you a good understanding of what you're about to get into. And I look forward to you learning with me in another video here soon. All right, guys, take care.